guys, welcome to Clockwork Noodles for another breakdown of Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead, episode number 8. It's a fantastically explosive episode, so we're going to talk about this together. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I hope you guys are looking after yourselves. It's been a bit of a chaotic few days as I've been in and out of hospital, but I am back. But I am flying out in literally 2 days, so I'm going to be trying to cram as many videos as I can quickly and get them all scheduled so you guys don't miss out too much. But thank you so much for continuing your support. It's been a very weird season in general, and we have the end of season review is coming out on the 25th. As soon as I come back from Madrid, I'm going to be so dead. It's going to be so tiring, but it is exciting because I'm giving you my anime awards and my top 3 anime of the season, so get excited guys. Let's get straight to it because it's one of those weird episodes where it starts pretty normal but then it obviously gets really wild, as this show does. I was quite shocked to see that Shizuka is now indulging Akira in his list. So obviously we start with them doing the yoga poses, and then even a little bit later on she has a fan and she's there like backing him as he's in his hero outfit. It does seem there's been a time skip of a couple of days. I guess nothing really eventful happened, but we are nearly at the parents' house, so we're only about an hour away. We are gonna get there pretty quick. Maybe we're gonna actually end up there. Would be interesting to see if his parents are actually alive, because there could be a possibility that they're not, but we will have to see. I am not sure what Shizuka's fan actually says. A bit later on it does seem to be suggesting it says unparalleled, but she's definitely there as the sidekick to our hero, who is still being a hero. It was interesting to see that he still had the hero suit and he's still doing it despite having already ticked it off the list, so I guess it's one he's going to keep on doing. Now Kenchiro's face pretty much mimicking all of us as we actually finally get to meet player number 4, the long awaited appearance. I can see why people wanted to meet this character. 2 big giant reasons I can see. I expected no less from somebody who is dressed as a samurai. She's also the first person we've seen actively being able to defeat and combat the zombies. German, her name is Beatrix. Pretty cool because she's similar to us. She is an otaku. She loves the Japanese culture. It's a very unique backstory, so obviously everybody's got a bit of a backstory in this. If you've always really wanted to do something and Japan is your goal, at least she's finally there. Even in the apocalypse, she has actually made it. But she's definitely the first person to officially get rid of the zombies. I mean, this is definitely improves your chances of surviving if you have a way of combating the actual zombies as well. Now, I have noticed the opening credits have changed. We've got some new sequences added in. I think it's because, of course, we've gone over the halfway mark and it's now including later scenes. It looks a lot more happy. Both the ED and OP are now generally more positive. We've got rid of a lot of the negativity because I feel like last episode we saw Akira really just shaking it off, saying goodbye to the negativity. So it makes sense that the OP is mimicking him now. So both OP and ED, which the ED is Shizuka's, also show that change where both of them are looking a lot more positive. I like it when animes do that. They just do something very subtle. There's small changes. The mix of German words with the Japanese words, I don't know why I find it irritating. I always find English very irritating as well. I feel like they just do it just because they want to show that she's German. I feel like it happens very briefly, but then it doesn't happen again. So it's just one of those little tiny things that bug me generally with anime in particular. But it is a fun backstory, and the fact that she's doing everything to try sushi, I really understand the reasoning. She really wanted to come to Japan. She had heard so much about it, and obviously the end of the world apocalypse has happened, and there's a chance that if she can deliver this fish, she can get one of her dreams to actually tick eating sushi off the list. So I really do understand it as well. I did find it quite funny how the guys remembered that number 7 on the bucket list was to just eat sushi. They knew that Akira was literally just being motivated to eat sushi as well. It was quite funny because I wouldn't have remembered that it was on the bucket list. So it's quite nice that these guys remember and they're able to realize, actually, no, he's also just motivated for the sushi. So we do take a bit of a detour because I was feeling like we were very close to hitting our target of hitting the parents. Taking a detour was kind of needed to maybe drag the plot out a little bit. Now, Shuge Leong does always seem to make his unexpected appearances. Last time it was combing, and I do miss that show. I really hope at some point we get, even if it's just like a short movie or something, I would love to see a bit more of that universe. Having Shizuka likened to him is really clever because she's very cunning. She definitely knows how to be very calculating and very smart, and especially this week with that fire attack. Yeah, that's very much a Three Kingdoms thing, but my goodness. An episode that suddenly does a bit of a 180 on the fact that we're kicking butt now and we're now burning people. We're physically burning people. She literally comes up with the plan to create a zombie barbecue. Very strange to see Shizuka just planning a barbecue. But at one point we were talking about maybe finding a cure, but now we're just okay with this, which is, it makes sense. If you're going to have your survival, this is probably the best way of doing it. Getting rid of some of those zombie numbers. Of course, you're never going to get rid of all of them because there's so many people who have turned, but it's an episode where we get to see both Akira and Beatrix both doing a good job of actually making things safe. As always, it's not a good episode if Kenshiro doesn't get naked. He's naked a lot in this episode. There's also a female counterpart now to being naked. They probably would make a very good partnership for one another. They're both as unabashful, confident as one another, which is a really good thing, to be honest. I think it's good to be confident in your own body. But it is definitely the most explosive episode today, and it's probably got the highest zombie kill count. It makes a change because I think the human kill count to this point is in the millions, so it's nice to see just a little bit of a turn of a tide. I do think that Beatrix is the perfect fit because she's very crazy as well as everybody else. The love for the Japanese culture, it does make her as well double up as a bit of a narrator at times because she's able to give us exposition on where we are. She also had very nice chemistry when she was kicking butt with Akira, so that was a nice moment too. She also seems to get on quite nicely with Kenshiro because I think they're both like as funny and comic as one another when they want to be. Being motivated by sushi was actually quite the touching moment, and when you see her crying and finally getting a chance to eat the sushi, it was actually quite touching, and it did make me realise that my dream as well is one day to hit Japan. I don't know if it's ever going to happen. It is a worry of mine that I'm going to never actually get to go. So I can really understand how she might be feeling, why she's feeling the way she is. As she said, it's bittersweet. She's crying at the same time. I can understand what it must be like to finally get it. But at the same time, it's the apocalypse. You're not really getting Japan, but you are able to at least live out your days, hopefully, in the place that you've always wanted to go. So maybe one day I'll be able to tick off my own bucket list and see Japan. Now, I do wonder why people really wanted to see Beatrix on the screen so much. I will say that I really do like her character design, though. She's got a really cool design. And it's plus, again, it's armor. I do like a bit of armor. She's got some fun moves when she does do some fighting. Shizuka and Akira decide to have a bit of a standoff when it comes to the idea of love. Initially, both are very polar opposite. They could not be more different. Shizuka's pretty much seeing it as a bad investment. It's a waste of time, which of course is her dad talking, because we saw last week that her dad's upbringing was very harsh on her. So she's obviously grown up around that view, and that's now become her view. It's imprinted upon her. Whilst of course we've seen Akira having a bit more of a down-to-earth companionship. It's for the memories. I'm very happy to be with people. How you really should be going into it, but Shizuka's focused on the investment, whether it's actually worth your time as opposed to how much loss you're going to make on money and things. I also thought they could have technically time-shared the baths instead of the argument, but of course the zombies interrupt this. They don't actually really get to go in the bath, so nobody really wins. The boys do kind of win because they get 2 rounds in the bath. Now, I do wonder why Beatrix is a fan favourite. The only winner of today might actually be Akira because he gets that secret mountain bath. Obviously, he gets his dream of bathing with Shizuka, or a woman, because he was really excited for it even to just be Beatrix. But it is a very nice sequence because you get to see a very honest Shizuka for the first time, that we see actually how she feels. And she's very mature with it. She understands that she's got a very negative view because of the way she's been raised. Very mature thing to do, to be able to go, actually, I was wrong, or I can realise my actions or my viewpoint was negative or toxic. I actually can appreciate her for doing that. Perhaps there is a chance, because she does state that if I am going to date, it's got to be somebody I'm also very open with, which, well, you're being very, very open at this point. I've never seen you so open. Maybe a romantic accident. A guy's also coming in and joining the party, so all 4 of them are in the pool having a bit of a party. But it is a very nice exit to the episode, and of course the ED has also changed, more down to earth, because Shizuka herself is starting to open up. It makes sense that the EDOP has had a tone shift. I appreciate that. It's a fantastic episode. I like the pacing. I like the fact that we are starting to kick butt a little bit. We've got all 4 of them now, so it'll be interesting to see what shenanigans can go down. We are very close to meeting the parents, or if the parents are even alive. But what then? If the parents are alive, what are you going to do? If they're not alive, where do you go from there? Because you're still alive and you've got to do something. We'll be very interested to see where they go. We've only got 4 episodes left. We'll be trickling into next season, so it's going to make life a little bit difficult, because that means I'm going to do 4. I am doing extra hours now. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully they can try and find a slot for all of the remaining episodes and it won't get in the way too much. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really hope you are enjoying the series as much as I am. A big thank you to everybody who has helped out on the channel. Every single view, every single like, it all helps out in the end of the day. It's been a very rough season where I think we've had the least amount of subscribers all year, but it's summer. It always happens. So we're going into fall now. We've got some very nice animes coming to the channel. Do make sure you hit my season overview for fall because I've gone through what I'm breaking down. There are 3 new shows coming to the channel and I can't wait to get into those with you guys. So thank you guys so much. Make sure you're looking after yourselves and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye bye.